What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me where we have day 3 of training camp update here, coming with you guys, getting as much information as I could. Seemed like there was less information out there, but everything saying the same thing. Anthony Richardson having his best day camp, seemingly the offense figuring it out. Everything we kind of talked about, the transition for the Colts this offseason being so fruitful for the Colts once we get into the training camp and start working together. It's already starting to happen, right? You have day one where traditionally in most training camps, day one, you're going to have the defense see ball, get ball. They're going to have the better day one. But the offense will continue to get into a rhythm. Right now, in past years, this offense has been going against Gus Bradley's defense, which is very predictable, right? The most predictable, right? Different metrics out there, different people that know what they're talking about have said this is the most predictable defense in the NFL. So without Gus Bradley here, and I have Lou Anarumo and the defenses that he throws, the different looks that he's throwing out there, and because of the different looks, the offense has to continuously adjust to different looks that they've seen in the past and that they might be seeing right now. And this is going to help us become a better football team, offensively and defensively. The different looks that we're seeing from the offense, and now defense, yeah, they're seeing the same offense, but they're operating from a different style on defense and from different positions on defense. So everything that's happening right now, you expect some sloppiness on both sides, but continuing to see improvement. We're on day 3. Continuing to see improvement day by day is exactly what you want, right? The pads haven't come on yet, but today was the first practice. The first couple were an hour long. Today was an hour 15, right? They're ramping up, right? And I think the practices, I want to say get to what, 2? I want to say they get to 2 hours. If I'm not mistaken, the training camp practices will end up at 2 hours. But whatever the case, the Colts are coming out and they're putting in the work and offensively. From what we saw day one, sloppy, and even yesterday, like there were minor improvements yesterday. There was, really good throw that people saw from Anthony Richardson to Michael Pittman Jr. across the middle, where he, switched as he was rolling to the left, had to, switch his hips to get in throwing position while backpedaling, threw it in. Perfect pass down the middle, or in the intermediate area of the field, I should say, to Michael Pittman Jr. Beautiful pass. And so he had a good highlight yesterday, but overall offense, defense still getting really the better of the offense for the most part. Today, not the case. Today was Anthony Richardson's day, and everybody's saying the same thing. Like Daniel Jones, had a nice throw at some point to Josh Downs. But overall, like this is the first day where one quarterback really separated himself a little bit from the other. Anthony Richardson taking a little bit of advantage of the situation and taking advantage of what he's able to do, getting more reps with the first team today. Right, it went Daniel Jones day 1 started with the starters, and on day 3 started with the starters, but Anthony Richardson gets more reps with the starters. Day 2, and I assume tomorrow will be the same, where Anthony Richardson starts with the starters, but Daniel Jones gets more reps with the starters by the end of practice. That's how that should go. And then, of course, you have 7-on-7 periods. So now let's run through some of the things that I saw going through all the different things today. Here we have a minute of the D line. Tyquan Lewis, DeForest Buckner there. And just seeing some of the guys. I believe 92, Tim Smith, 95, Tommy Ade, and Kwity Paye there. So, I mean, and this is just fundamental stuff. This is elementary type stuff. But just showing off the big boys working a little bit. And then and I guess at some point, actually, I think there's a bookmark on something that will come up later for the defense. Most of today was about the offense. Pretty much everything we're seeing is about the offense. But here you have the wide receivers working on footwork. And these are the ones that I really enjoy watching watching the footwork in and out of breaks. Ashton Doolin's so clean. He's getting older, but he's still just so clean. Alec Pierce in the short area looking incredibly quick this year in all these drills. Josh Downs, beautiful footwork. He's just incredible. DJ Montgomery, a little bit of a hard step there, but making it work. Who's that? Treadwell? No, that's A.D. Mitchell. Smooth. He's long, though. Long strides, but he's a smooth athlete. Then here's just Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones. I'll let this video play back through. Right now, you have Anthony on the bottom side, Daniel Jones on top side. They were switched on the first side, so Anthony's throwing, excuse me, to the right side of the field first, and then the left on the top side, throwing to A.D. Mitchell, good throw and catch. Daniel Jones, good throw and catch. They switch sides, and then Anthony to Laquan Treadwell, Daniel Jones to DJ Montgomery, good throws and catches. Good intermediate on the sideline. Yeah, beautiful ball right there on a rope. Beautiful ball. All right, and then we start with kind of what same thing we did yesterday. Noah Compton, shout out to Noah Compton for the updates, and appreciate him for that. But here we have zoomed in here a little bit for you guys. Starting here, first 11 on 11 team period featured Daniel Jones with the first team. He had an RPO slant to Michael Pittman Jr. for a decent gain. Play action incomplete to Alec Pierce. Great coverage by Jalen Jones. So Charvarius Ward was one of the veterans that sat out today. Mo Alley Cox also included in that. There was somebody else. Samson Ebicom also sitting out. So those three guys out. Zaire Franklin still out, but I did see later on that he was doing individual work on the sideline at some point. So at least, some activity should be good to go at some point soon. That's why he wasn't put on the PUP list. Chris Ballard didn't put him on PUP because he should be good to go sooner rather than later. They're just not hurrying up bringing him back. But again, Jalen Jones, apparently going with the starters, it seems. Then Daniel Jones, Josh Downs on a crosser, run after catch opportunity, and then the last progression out to Ogletree to finish their 11 on 11 session for the first team. All right, and then with the second team, impressive 11 on 11 period through the air for Anthony Richardson. Impressive ball to AR, from AR to Will Mallory in heavy traffic. Can't wait for the Colts team to put the video out about that one. Want to see just how impressive that ball was. Gould swing route to perfection. Gould again on an out route. And he got upfield. False start at the end. There have been a couple false starts in camp. You can't have it. False starts can't be the reason the offense stalls. It's something that's happened in years past. It's something that happens to every team. You might get a couple false starts, but bro, you just can't, dude. Like, you just heard what the snap count is. Please, you can't jump offside, or you can't false start. You just can't do it. But here again, you see good start for Anthony Richardson. Anthony Gould getting back in the action after having a quiet day too. But out of two of the 3 days, his name's coming up a few times. So Anthony Gould seemingly making some noise at practice right now. First play 7 on 7 with Daniel Jones. He ended up hitting Alec Pierce on a deep out route after Pierce lost Juju Brents in the dust of his break. So his break was so good that he just, and his short area speed is so good right now. Like Alec Pierce has seemingly developed into an all-around receiver. Alec Pierce, based on what he's doing in training camp, Alec Pierce could end up getting a deal before he even plays a game. Just from the sounds of it so far, just from seeing the little bit that I've seen of him, everything thrown his way, he catches. He's running past guys. He looks incredibly quick right now. Alec Pierce is going to be a problem this year, bro. The rest of that 7 on 7 session there, after the Alec Pierce play. Late progression find to Pierce on an in-breaker. Middle of the field throw broken up by Joe Bachie and Juju Brents. So Joe Bachie continuing to make plays. Juju Brents as well. A.D. Mitchell drop. Can't have it. We saw last year there were some different points where he was wide open and the quarterback missed him, but there were also points where he could have had it and he didn't get it. So got to be able to hang on to the ball. Seemingly that's the only note about a drop from today, which is again an improvement from day one, but you can't be dropping the ball, man. And then a hitch to Andrew Ogletree in traffic from Daniel Jones finishes up that 7-on-7 period. Anthony Richardson in 7-on-7 with the second team. He had a quick out complete to A.D. Mitchell. He also had an out complete to Tyler Warren. Then he quickly found a wide open check down to JT, which is kind of a theme for today, where he's starting to take the easy stuff, right? Starting to hit those easy check downs. Then a deep ball to Anthony Gould, which was incomplete, but it was pass interference called on David Long Jr. So the only incompletion so far for Anthony Richardson between 11-on-11 and 7-on-7 was because of a pass interference call. And then Anthony Richardson kicked off the first team's second 11-on-11 period with a wide open short crosser to Tyler Warren. Then a quick bubble screen to Tyler Warren where he caught it one-handed, and I think I saved the play where he caught it one-handed. It's a little bit tough to see because it's the other side of the field from where the video is being shot, but nonetheless, good play to kind of read where Kenny Moore was coming in the run fit. But I think we'll see that later. You can, and then Noah Compton just adds here, you can just tell how much higher the offense's floor the floor is with 84 on the field. Fun players. So Tyler Warren seemingly starting to really build a rapport with Anthony Richardson, exactly what you want to see. And then he says that in the first play of the first team's final 11-on-11 session, so this is their third session, he also gets it kicked off with a pass to Tyler Warren. This one, a short connection between them. His third impressive hands catch so far. Catch radius is legit. So Tyler Warren having the best day of his training camp so far. And people are saying, like, once this dude gets the pads on, that's when you're really going to unlock Tyler Warren. So him starting to get rolling without pads, exactly what you want to see. The offense getting rolling without the pads on, exactly what you want to see. Now, things are going to change. It's going to be a physical training camp. So things are bound to change when pads come on, and how will both sides of the ball react to that change, right? And like we kind of referenced, no references starting to build some rapport between those two through 3 practices. Jake Arthur here, this is where we hear about the defense. Couple big plays. Liatu Latu beats Bernie Raymond badly off the edge with a cross chop and got to Daniel Jones. The play continued, though, and Jones found Josh Downs for a big gain. So would have been a quick sack, exactly what you want to see. Bernie, an obvious get-paid candidate. So, I left tackle Liatu just blowing by him, exactly what you want to see. Again, when the pads come on, I'm ready to see how do that's what in the trenches is really what I'm most looking forward to watching when the pads come on. I want to see what's happening defensive line and offensive line and how everything's going from that aspect. So hearing that Latu beating Bernie, I'm good with that, right? That's exactly, you want your edge to win some of these reps in practice. Colts linebackers, Ira Franklin doing some individual work off to the side. Here was a video of Jelani Woods getting some action. I believe this is from yesterday. But whatever the case, Jelani Woods getting the ball in his hands. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Colts fan. If he can stay healthy, we have a good tight end room, right? As Silu, we've referenced him a lot here on this channel in the past. Says Jelani looking like he's healed from his hamstring issues. Don't want to get my hopes up, but a tight end room of him, Warren, Tree, and Mallory would be lovely. And I completely agree, my friend. And then you have James Boyd here. Anthony Richardson had his best day of Colts camp today. Took the check downs and delivered a few zingers for chunk gains. Connected a few times with Tyler Warren, who also had his best day. Daniel Jones was efficient and had a nice ball to Josh Downs while under pressure. So that's what we have from Colts practice so far. That's really the story of the day. Is Anthony Richardson had his best day of training camp. Day 3 came out, and from in some ways, really started to he at least separated himself today, right? And actually, Kevin Bowen 1 minute ago, as I'm sitting here recording this, put up his notebook. Let me just see. Yeah, and even this is titled "Anthony Richardson and Tyler Warren Shine." Exactly what you want to see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. So Anthony Richardson overall ends up 5 for 8 with the starters. He was 8 for 11 altogether. And then going down to Daniel Jones, he finished the day 7 of 11. So overall, offense seemed to get the better of today. Doesn't seem like there were any interceptions thrown. Tyler Warren doing his thing. Let's see, talking about A.D. Mitchell, 3 days into camp, and that hasn't occurred. Trio of drops and fumbles. So A.D. Mitchell just has trouble holding on to the NFL ball. That seems to be a problem. That seems to be something we're going to have to watch. Somebody who has incredible talent, but bro has to be able to hold on to an NFL football. And as we go on here, let's see, talking about people that were out. The kicker battle. Okay, kicker battle starting off. We have Spencer Schrader going 4 for 6, making kicks at 33, 37, 41, and 45. He was wide left from 53 before missing it wide right from the same distance on a second kick. So 2 tries, 1 left, 1 right. Undrafted kicker Maddox Trujillo connected from 33, 37, and 45, but missed right from 41 and 53, and added up to 3 of 5 on the day. So both the kickers missing a couple, specifically missing the 53-yarders. You want to see them be able to hit those balls, especially when it's warm outside. The ball should fly. So that don't really like that. Want to see that continue to get better. This might be the first time the kickers really started to go at it here in training camp, so it might be another case of knocking the rust off, which is completely understandable. But need to see them be able to hit 50 yards. So whoever the kicker is going to be, I think it's going to be Spencer Schrader, but got to be able to hit those 50 plus. Let's see. So he's talking about Jalen Jones here, all single cornerback Jalen Jones out for his disruption on Friday, while a 30-year corner is having to fight to keep his starting job in nickel packages. He has to feel good about the impression he left on Friday, forcing multiple incompletions. This is a fun battle. So apparently, yeah, so Jalen Jones does get into the starting lineup apparently. And he ended up, and he's one of the guys that stood out. Cam Bynum, Will Mallory, Jalen Jones, Tyler Warren are the 4 guys marked as guys that stood out in this practice. I want to go down to starters here just to make sure. Jalen Jones with Charvarius Ward not practicing. You do see Jalen Jones in the starting lineup. So they're rotating all the different guys, right? You have Wally, Brents, and now you have Jones all in the starting lineup through the first 3 days of camp. Obviously, Kenny Moore taking 1 day off, Charvarius Ward getting a rest day in there. So with the veterans going out, other guys playing with the first team, Jalen Jones making a strong impression, which is very interesting, right? I was starting to question what's going on. Why is this happening? What happened with Jalen Jones? I thought we were all good there, but seemingly coming out making plays, right? And this is the theme of the Colts training camp is competition. A guy that was a starter having to fight for his spot. He's not even a starter coming into training camp, right? And then he gets the opportunity to start and he makes a huge impact on the day. There weren't a whole lot of incompletions from the quarterbacks, but apparently most of them were from Jalen Jones being in coverage. So Jalen Jones being a standout. Love to see that. Again, our cornerback room seemingly very deep right now. Let's see. The full pads have yet to be done, but Friday brought the biggest hit so far of camp. It was rookie Hunter Wohler delivering quite the blow to tight end Will Mallory. But credit to Mallory for holding on to the catch. So even without pads, Hunter Wohler, rookie, hits Will Mallory. He probably got yelled at for that. Needs to, rookie got to learn how to practice. But Mallory, even without pads, getting hit, by an NFL guy, holds on to the ball. Says Mallory had a pretty active day and Wohler was all around the ball in coverage a couple times. So being able to read and get to the ball is exactly what you want. Punt period, Anthony Gould and wideout Coleman Owen were fielding punts. Again, guys that stood out: Cam Bynum, Will Mallory, Jalen Jones, Tyler Warren. So good to see there. Let's see, injury report. Zaire Franklin, of course. And then, okay, so apparently rookie JTT left practice early is the note here. It doesn't say why at all. So going to be very interested to see what that's about. And I'll try to get you guys information on that, see if there's anything that comes out about that, if that's something that we need to be worried about. The rookie edge rusher leaves practice early. And then tomorrow's practice, I thought it would actually be earlier because it's a Saturday, but it's 4 to 5:30, which actually works out. I have my day job tomorrow. Practice is going to start right around the time that I get home. So I'll be able to get that video to you guys once, all the updates are out in practice is over. I'll be able to record that video and push that one out to you guys. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.